What's up, everyone? This is the Next Tape Podcast, episode 130 with Mikel
And Tanyka.
where we have conversation on different topics. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about books.
There's technically our second annual
Mm-hmm.
books episode. We did one last year.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of a different format than this one that we're doing, but that was kind of like talking about all of the books that we've kind of read over the years and
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing, you know. So if you want to listen to that one as well, you can probably find that. We probably did it around this time last year. So you can find that and listen to it if you so
Yep.
choose. But this episode, which I think we'll kind of keep on doing um every year, but this is going to be kind of just talking about the books that we've read or listened to um
Mm-hmm.
over the last year since we did our last one.
All right. Okay.
All right. So, who wants to go first?
Let me see. Um, I'll go first, I guess.
Okay.
I'll just take I'm not gonna go for like that long. Um,
Okay.
with this because I
You
have
kind
my
of just do
top.
like a quick synopsis, what you thought of the book kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I had a book called The Greatness Mindset.
Mhm.
It deals with like management and leadership. Basically, it's a New York Times bestseller. Uh, it's also based on a podcast as well. So it gives you practical tools to achieve true greatness at home, at work, and your community. So, yeah, the creator of the book is Dr. Joe Dispenza, if I got his last name right. Uh, yeah, it's a pretty good book. Uh, Very inspirational. Um, I could just give you the whole. Oh, actually, hold on. It's not actually done by Dr. Joe Spencer. It's the author of the book is Lewis How House.
Okay.
Lewis House. My bad. So this book was launched in 2023, and yeah, it's a great book in general. So yeah.
It's like a book you can get like everywhere.
Yeah, you can get it at Chapters.
Okay.
You can get
So
it
not
at
like just like an Amazon publish
yeah,
type
yeah. Or
situation. It's
you
everywhere.
can also like basically listen to the audiobook as well.
Hmm.
You can listen to it as well. So yeah. Let's see. I have these all listed. So I do read a lot of the dummy books as well. So those are more like educational, like for
Oh, like
dummies.
the like so and so for dummies.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I have more towards finance. So like the ETF for Canadians, RSP and TFSA for Canadians, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, blah blah blah, all that stuff. Basically, if you guys haven't read up for Donnie's books, it's just like if you don't know a lot of stuff on something, um you tend to find a book based on that something. So like it's not just finance that they have other books like say like travel as well.
Mm.
Or, something based on a mathematics or whatever,
Yeah. I mean, these are
So
books
that
that have been around for
yeah, generally
decades.
yeah,
I mean, I can
generations.
literally visualize like a lot
Yeah.
of the covers are usually the same. I'm
Mhm.
literally visualizing the
Yeah,
covers right now.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. either the turn of color from like either
These are like
yellow to
yellow.
green
Yeah, yeah,
or red to yellow or
yeah.
something like
I mean, I
that.
haven't physically laid eyes on a book for dummies
Hmm.
um in a long time, but I know there's usually like the little dude on the cover too, like at least like the old versions anyway, so like a little
Hmm.
dude on the covers. But yeah.
Yeah. Uh, mm, the other one is the psychology of money, basically. Um, it's the author is Morgan. I see. I'm not good with names. Housel,
Okay.
Hou, uh, Sel. Sorry if I
Okay.
butchered that name. Um, basically, let me see. I haven't read the book in a long time. It just teaches you the basics, like about how to invest, personal finances, or business decisions, and technically, uh, how to just just teach you how to do like the small increments of saving money, basically. Without uh, and basically the book gives you like stories on how to uh save as well. So that's another one as well. And then I want to say prehistoric is about the Toronto Raptors.
Okay.
Uh, it's author of Alex Wong.
Okay.
So it's basically about the Toronto Raptors from what he saw from an origin story from 1995 to now. So like from seeing the Toronto Raptors going from the Skydome and the ACC to
Mhm.
even he even like talks about like the Raptors players from the starting, even from the first season that the Toronto Raptors launched to the either the middle years from like the Lowry and the DeMar DeRozan years to the even the Kawhi NBA championship years and towards the end. So he goes deep and explains a lot about the Toronto Raptors history, etc. So that's what the
This might be
book
a
is about.
stupid question, but
Yeah.
how old is the Toronto Raptors? Because I heard you mention 1995.
Uh,
Are they
they're
not older than
they're
that?
30 actually.
30 years?
Yeah,
That's it?
yeah, they're
I
30.
did not know that. I don't know why I thought that they would have been older, but like
Yeah, they
I'm
were.
older than the Toronto Raptors. Like that's
Yeah,
nuts. I
yeah,
never
yeah,
knew that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So basically like kind of the only Raptor that I know from back in the day anyways is
Mhm,
like
mhm.
Vince Vaughn. Yeah, that's right, Vince Vaughn. Vince Carter. And he would have been kind of like one of the very first players, if I remember
Yes.
correctly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The v- he's one of the first player, but I think the first ever player was I believe it was Damon Stoudemire and Marcus Camby, I believe. Those were the
Okay.
first two players that the Toronto Raptors
Okay. Yeah, because I
drafted.
know like uh, my memory with Vince Carter would have been like
Yeah.
more like not
Uh,
really mid, but like
mhm, mhm.
I guess technically like 97-ish would have been considered mid 90s. So
Yeah,
that's kind
yeah.
of what I remember like watching him play when my dad
Mhm.
would watch basketball. Um,
I think he came around the 98, 99
yeah, that
season,
sounds
I believe.
about right.
Mhm,
Yeah, because fun fact, I mean, I'm not saying much, I'm not using names or anything like that, but
mhm,
my mom worked with a girl who, I don't know if dated is a really loose term, but at
mhm.
least like somewhat dated Vince Carter.
Yeah.
So
Wow. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
it was
Interesting.
a crazy connection. My
Mhm.
mom worked with somebody. Um, that I met her, like, because my mom was fairly close with her at the time, but,
Mm.
um, yeah, she was somewhat, if maybe casually dating Vince Carter. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah. But,
Interesting.
I never
Okay.
met
Yeah.
him, mind you, but, like, yeah,
Mm, mhm, mhm.
I mean, that would've been pretty cool. But,
Okay.
no, I did not meet him.
Yeah.
Um, but
So
yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
I just never
yeah,
knew that they were that young. I didn't know that.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's pretty much it. I know I did a bad job explaining all these books.
That's okay.
So basically, yeah, yeah, there's more, but like I just give you guys like the gist of like, three. So like the greatness mindset, the dummy books as well, and then basically the prehistoric. Um, so you can check these out at chapters, or you can borrow at a library, or you can go to listen to these in audio format as well. Um, they're pretty good books to read and listen to at the same time. So yeah, yeah.
Hi, everyone. I am coming in with something special, kind of, for our books episode that I thought I would just do here on my own. So, 100 best books of the 21st century. So, I don't know if anyone has read any of these books. I don't know if anyone's going to agree with this particular list, but we're going to be talking about the 100 books here. So, let's go with it. So, the first one, which is number 100, Tree of Smoke, which was written by Dennis Johnson, written in 2007. Um, so I don't think we really have synopsises here for these books. So it'll just be me reading the numbers, the title of the book, and who wrote it. And we'll kind of go from there. So, number 99, How to Be Both. This was written by Ali Smith and was written in 2014. Number 98, Bel Canto, written by Anne Patchett and was written in 2001. So I think actually this is a little bit of a uh, explanation of the book. So, a famed opera singer performs for a Japanese executive's birthday at a luxe private home in South America. It's that kind of party. But when a group of young, I think it's gorillas, swoops in and takes everyone in the house hostage, Patchett's exquisitely calibrated novel, inspired by a real incident, becomes a piano wire of tension vibrating on high. Number 97, Men We Wept, written by Jasmine Ward, and it was written in 2013. Sandwiched between her two National Book Award winning novels, Ward's memoir carries more than fiction's force in its arcing elegy for five young Black men, a brother, a cousin, three friends, whose untimely exits from her life came violently and without warning. Their deaths from suicide and homicide, addiction, and accident place the hidden contours of race, justice, and cruel circumstance in stark relief. 96. Wayward Lives, Beautiful Experiments. This one was written by Sadia Hartman in 2019. A beautiful, meticulously researched exploration of lives of Black girls whom early 20th century laws designated as wayward for such crimes as having serial lovers or an excessive of desire or a style of comportment that was outside white norms. So there's a little bit of substance there. Number 95, Bring Up the Bodies, written by Hilary Mantel in 2012. The title comes from an Old English legal phrase for summoning men who have been accused of treason to trial. In the court's eyes, effectively, they are already dead. But Mantel's tour de force for a portrait of Thomas Cromwell, the second installment in her Wolf Hall series thrums with thrilling, obstinate life, a low-born statesman on the rise, a king in love and out of love and in love again, a mad roundly of power plays, poison loyalties, and faithful something else. So we'll end it there. Number 94, On Beauty, written by Zadie Smith in 2005. Consider a bold reinvention of Howard's End, or take Smith's sprawling third novel as its own golden thing, a tale of two professors, one proudly liberal, the other staunchly right-wing, whose respective families, rivalries, and friendships unspool over nearly 450 provocative subplot mad pages. Number 93, Station 11, written by Emily St. John Mandel in 2014. Increasingly, and for obvious reasons, end times novels are not hard to find, but few have conjured the strange lurk of surviving an apocalypse. Civilization preserved via the ad hoc Shakespeare of a traveling theater troupe, entire human ecosystems contained in an abandoned airport with as much spooky melancholic beauty as Mandel does in her beguiling fourth novel. Number 92, The Days of Abandonment, written by Elena Ferranti and translated by Anne Goldstein in 2005. There's something scandalous about this picture of a sensible adult woman, almost deranged by the breakup of her marriage to the point of neglecting her children. The psychodrama is naked, sometimes hard to read, at other moments approaching farce. Just as Ferrand drew an indelible portrait of female friendship in her quartet of Neapolitan novels, here she brings all-seeing eye to female solitude. Number 99, 91, The Human Stain, written by Philip Roth in 2000. Number 90, The Sympathizer, written by Viet Thanh Nguyen in 2015. I'll read this one. Penned as a book-length confession from a nameless North Vietnamese spy as Saigon falls and new duties in America beckon, Nguyen's richly faceted novel seems to swallow multiple genres whole like a satisfied python. Political thriller and personal history, cracked metafiction, and tar black comedy. Number 89, The Return, Hisham Matar, written in 2016. Though its Pulitzer Prize was bestowed in the category of biography, Matar's account of searching for the father he lost to a 1990 kidnapping in Cairo. Can you tell I watched Blackville? Functions equally as absorbing detective story, personal elegy, and acute portrait of doomed geopolitics, all merged somehow with the discipline and cinematic verve of a novel. Number 88, The Collected Stories of Lydia Davis, written in 2010. Brevity, the name is Lydia Davis. If her work has become a byword for short fiction, this collection proves why it is also hard to shake. A conflagration of odd little umami bombs, sometimes several pages, sometimes no more than a sentence, whose casual, almost careless wordsmithery defies their deadpan renaissance. Number 87, Detransition, Baby. Written by Tori Peters in 2021, so a more recent one. Number 86, Frederick Douglass, written by David W. Blight in 2018. Number 85, Pastoralia, written by George Saunders in 2000. The Emperor of All Maladies, written by Siddhartha Mukherjee in 2010. Number 83, When We Cease to Understand the World, written by Benjamin Labatut and translated by Adrian Nathan West in 2021. Number 82, Hurricane Season, written by Fernanda Melchar and translated by Sophie Hughes in 2020. 81, Pulphead, written by John Jeremiah Sullivan in 2011. Number 80, The Story of the Lost Child, written by Elena Ferranti. I feel like that's the name we just heard, actually. Translated by Anne Goldstein. Yeah, that's the same author. And this was written in 2015. Number 79, Manual for Cleaning Women, written by either Lucia or Lucia Berlin in 2015. Number 78, I think it's Septology, written by John Foss and translated by Damien Searles in 2022. Number 77, An American Marriage, written by Tayari Jones in 2018. Number 76, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, written by Gabrielle Zevin in 2022. Number 75, Exit West, written by Mohsin Hamid in 2017. Number 74, Olive Kitteridge, written by Elizabeth Strout in 2008. Number 73, The Passage of Power, written by Robert Caro in 2012. Number 72, Secondhand Time, written by Svetlana Alexievich and translated by Bella Shayevich in 2016. Number 71, The Copenhagen Trilogy, written by Tove Diddlevison and translated by Tina Nonnelly and Michael Favla Goldman in 2021. Number 70, All Aunt Hager's Children, written by Edward P. Jones in 2006. Number 69, The New Jim Crow, written by Michelle Alexander in 2010. Number 68, The Friend, written by Sigrid Nunez, duh, in 2018. Number 67, Far From the Tree, written by Andrew Solomon in 2012. Number 66, We the Animals, written by Justin Torres in 2011. The Plot Against America, written by Philip Roth. Again, I think we saw him earlier too, in 2004. Number 64, The Great Believers, written by Rebecca Mackey in 2018. Number 63, Veronica, written by Mary Gaitskill in 2005. Number 62, 1004, that's the name of the book, written by Ben Lerner in 2014. Number 61, Demon Copperhead, written by Barbara Kingslover in 2022. Number 60, Heavy, written by Keys Lehman in 2018. Number 59, Middlesex, written by Jeffrey, I think it's Egenides in 2002. Number 58, Stay True by Who? Sorry if it says your name wrong. And it was written in 2022. Number 57, Nickel and Dimed, written by Barbara, I think it's Aaron Rich in 2001. Number 56, The Flamethrowers. This is one I definitely heard of. Written by Rachel Kushner in 2013. Number 55, The Looming Tower, written by Lawrence Wright in 2006. Number 54, 10th of December, written by George Saunders in 2013. Number 53, Runaway, written by Alice Munro in 2004. Number 52, Train Dreams by Dennis Johnson in 2011. Number 51, Life After Life by Kate Atkinson in 2013. Number 50, Trust, Hernan Diaz in 2022. Number 49, The Vegetarian, written by Han Kang and translated by Deborah Smith in 2016. Number 48, Persepolis, written by Marjane Satrapi, Satrapi in 2003. Number 47, Mercy by Toni Morrison in 2008. Number 46, The Goldfinch, I've heard of this one too, by Donna Tartt. Number 45, The Argonauts, written by Maggie Nelson in 2015. Number 44, The Fifth Season, written by N.K. Jemisin in 2015. Number 43, Post-War by Tony Jett in 2005. Number 42, A Brief History of Seven Killings by Marlon James in 2014. Number 41, Small Things Like These by Claire Keegan in 2021. Number 40, H is for Hawk, written by Helen McDonald in 2015. Number 39, A Visit from the Goon Squad, written by Jennifer Egan in 2010. Number 38, The Savage Detectives, written by Roberto Bolano and translated by Natasha Wimmer in 2007. Number 37, The Years by Annie Ernox and translated by Alison L. Strayer in 2018. Number 36, Between the World and Me, written by Ta-Nehisi Coates in 2015. Number 35, Fun Home by Alison Bechdel in 2016. Number 34, A Citizen by Claudia Rankin and written in 2014. Number 33, Salvage the Bones and written by Jasmine Ward. Again, we saw her name earlier, and this was written in 2011. Number 32, The Line of Beauty, written by Alan Hollinghurst in 2004. Number 31, White Teeth, written by Zadie Smith in 2000. Number 30, Sing Unburied Sing, written by, again, Jasmine Ward in 2017. Number 29, The Last Samurai, written by Helen DeWitt in 2000. Number 28, Cloud Atlas, written by David Mitchell in 2004. Number 27, Americana, written by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie in 2013. Number 26, Atonement, written by Ian McEwan in 2002. Number 25, Random Family, written by Adrienne Nicole LeBlanc in 2003. Number 24, The Overstory, written by Richard Powers in 2018. Number 23, Hate Ship, Friendship, Courtship, The Left Ship, Marriage, written by Alice Munro. Again, we have her name on here. Again, in 2001. Number 22, Behind the Beautiful Forevers, written by Catherine Boo, written in 2012. 21, Evicted, written by Matthew Desmond in 2016. Number 20, I think it's Ayrshire, written by Percival Everett in 2001. Number 19, Say Nothing by Patrick Radden Keefe in 2019. Number 18, Lincoln and the Bardew, written by George Saunders, yet again, name another name here again, in 2017. Number 17, The Sellout, written by Paul Beatty in 2015. Number 16, The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay, written by Michael Chaboon in 2000. Number 15, I think it's Pachiko, written by Min Jin Lee in 2017. Number 14, Outline by Rachel Cusk in 2015. Number 13, The Road by Cormac McCarthy in 2006. Number 12, The Year of Magical Thinking, written by Joan Didion in 2005. Number 11, The Brief Wanderous Life of Oscar Wu, written by Janet Diaz in 2007. Number 10, Gilead, written by Marilyn Robinson in 2004. Number 9, Never Let Me Go by Kazu Ishiguro in 2005. Number 8, Austerlitz, written by W.G. Sebald and translated by Anthea Bell in 2001. The Underground Railroad, written by Colson Whitehead in 2016. Number 6, I think is 2666, I think is how you say it. Written by Roberto Bolano, yet again, here he is again, and translated by Natasha Wimmer in 2008. Number 5, The Corrections, Jonathan Franzen, and written in 2001. Number 4, The Known World, written by Edward P. Jones, and again, his name's here, and this one was written in 2003. Now for our top 3. Number 3, Wolf Hall, written by Hilary Mantel. I think we saw her before too, and this was written in 2009. Number two, The Warmth of Other Suns, written by Isabel Wilkerson in 2010. And our final, number one, again, another name we've seen on the list, My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferranti and translated by Anne Goldstein in 2012. So that is basically that list. I think I have one more list for you guys. This is the best books of May of 2025. So this is recent. Um, so we have 16 here. So before we get into that though, I do want to say another book that I think should have been added to this list of best books of the 21st century. Um, Where the Crawdads Sing. That should have been added to this list. But I digress. So the best books of May 2025. Number one, Whistle by Linwood Barclay. Um, So here I do have some synopsis, so I'll do that. I'll also link to the 21st century books as well. So you can kind of read like the descriptions for each of the book and the authors if you're interested. So I'll link to that. But here's what we have. It's not often that a thriller introduces a completely fresh premise. Haunted toy trains check that box. Barclay's latest is engrossing and spooky with rumblings of dark humor taking readers on an up all night runaway ride told through multiple perspectives. Those include a children's book author whose story inspires an unthinkable tragedy and a serial killer with seriously disturbing or methodology, I should say. You'll never hear that choo-choo sound the same way. Number two, Spent by Alison Bechdel. Our heroine's first graphic memoir was a hit. She's the envy of her quirky Vermont neighbors, but will her second book about capitalism and complicity miss the mark? Is her influencer partner's fame eclipsing hers? And who cares since the world's collapsing? Sharp, funny, and beautifully drawn. Number three, The Fate of Others by Richard Bosch. The 10th collection of the Dean of American short stories brims with insight and feeling thanks to Bosch's rare ability to make us feel for characters on both sides of a difficult situation, an old argument or a cultural divide. Each story in this satisfying collection is as rich as the novel. Number four, The Emperor of Gladness by Ocean Vuong. Vuong. After a suicidal teen is yanked back from the brink of an elderly woman with dementia, he becomes her caretaker. The bond transforms his life. Number five, The Book of Records by Madeline Thiem. The, the kaleidoscopic, sure, novel is populated by the 17th century scholar, a 1930s philosopher, and a Tang dynasty poet who find more commonality than difference. Number six, Ginkgo Season by Naomi Zhu Elegant. Penelope doesn't need love. She's fulfilled by her work and friends until she meets Wong, whose openness pries her out of her shell, witty and delightful. Number seven, The Underdoing of Alejandro Velasco by Diego Bonet, Bonetta. The actor producer covers Mexico's elite, a tennis legend's death and family secrets in his new novel. An unlimited series adaptation is in the works. Number eight, The Red House by Mary Morris. Since her artist mother Viola disappeared from their home in New Jersey 30 years ago, Laura has been haunted by the words Viola wrote on the back of every painting, I will not be here forever. Desperate for answers, she follows clues to the rural Italian town where her mother's family was interned during World War II. A luminous and beautifully crafted missing persons mystery interwoven in historical fiction. Number nine, The Boy from the Sea by Garrett Carr. Abandoned as a baby near the shore in 1973 and raised by an Irish fisherman's family, Brendan Bernard transforms the lives of a close-knit village in his lovely, resonant debut about fate, fortune, community, and the hard realities of parenting. Number 10, Make Me Famous by Maud Ventura. Pop sensation Cleo Levent is not a nice person, but she's completely candid in describing the way she transformed herself from a miserable French schoolgirl into an international icon. Ventura's sharp, knowing satire of celebrity culture is hit material. Number 11, Karen, A Brother Remembers by Kelsey Grammer. Kelsey Grammer's life was forever altered when, in July 1975, his sister Karen was brutally raped and murdered weeks before her 19th birthday. In this emotional and moving memoir, the actor writes about how the tragedy changed him and his family and pays tribute to his beloved late sibling. Number 12, The Names of Florence Knapp. Can the choice of a baby's name be a matter of life and death? Knapp's debut novel examines the trajectory of an abusive marriage after three different decisions, one in which Cora obeys Gordon's demands to name the baby after him, and two in which she defies him. The dramatic consequences of each choice are tracked in increments until that boy, Gordon, Julian, or Bear, has become a man. Elegant and somber, this is a woolly original work. Number 13, I Regret Almost Everything by Keith McNally. The restaurateur extraordinaire behind icons like, I think it's Balthazar, looks back on it all, more than a dozen eateries, two marriages, five children, a devastating stroke, and countless things he'd have done differently in this acerbic, acerbic entertaining memoir. Number 14, My Friends by Frederick Backman. An anxious former teacher and a teenage runaway begin a cross country expedition after a world famous painting unexpectedly ends up in the teenager's possession. What follows is a moving ode to friendship and creativity in Backman's signature striking style. We got two more. Number 15, Forged by Danielle Teller. Jewel draped, silver tongued Kitty Warren is a 19th century Anna Delvey, great, who learns to play rich while working as a maid to mischievous May, who recasts her as a distant cousin. And last but not least, number 16, my name is Amelia Del Valle by Isabel Allende, the daughter of an Irish nun and a Chilean aristocrat, because I'm the lady, that's why. Aristocrat grows up to be a reporter. While covering a civil war, she finds danger and love. Stunning. Anyways, that is it, guys. I'll see if I can link to any of these so that you can at least partake in what you see. You can also, for the most recent list we just went through, you can click and buy if you want to. So I'll see if I can link to that, but I'll definitely link to the 21st century one. But yeah, that is basically it. We will I think I'm gonna smack dab this right in the middle. So I will go down into the second half of our book review, which will be mine. Okay, well, my turn. Now,
Mhm,
the last couple of months have kind of fallen off. I probably would have had another book to add, but I did not finish it, so I
mhm,
cannot talk about it. But so far, I'm enjoying it. But I did do finish completely 4 books over the year, so those are the books I'll be talking about.
mhm,
So
mhm,
the first one I read, which I probably read closer to about a year ago, is called Before and After. It's an older book. I would say it's probably like 80s. Um, but it also is a movie that I haven't watched it yet. I am planning to, but it stars Meryl Streep and look like Liam Neeson is kind of like the main characters. But this book was basically um about a murder that happened, and it was like a young girl. Um, they live in a pretty small community, so everybody kind of knows everybody. So they start suspecting so Meryl, I'm gonna use the actors' names so that the so it makes sense in my brain too. 'Cause I don't
Mhm,
remember their actual names in the book.
mhm.
But Meryl Streep and Liam Neeson's characters, their son,
Okay.
they suspect that their son is the one who killed this girl because he
Mhm,
was kind of connected with her. He was dating her. They were sexually active. They were like sneaking off and having this kind of relationship. And he may or may not have lost his cool and potentially attacked her.
mhm,
Um, so he kind of like flees and whatever. And
mhm,
um, the thing is that you never truly get the answer as to whether or not he actually did. Well, that's not true. You do get the answer that he did do it. Although like the father seems to really struggled with the fact that his son did, which I totally get. I can't imagine a parent hearing their child committed a murder, no matter
mhm,
what the circumstances are. But
mhm,
like he struggles with that. So you do know he did it, but you never really know if it was like accidental or like if this was planned. And that's
mhm.
kind of the thing that you're kind of left with, kind of being like, is this guy crazy?
Right, right, right.
Don't know. But like the story of it isn't so much about him and getting
Mhm,
the answers from him.
mhm,
It's kind of having the perspective of what happens to a family when a loved one is accused of murder. That's
mhm,
what's so different about this book because you kind of get this perspective of the mom, the father, and he had a sister. Um, and you kind of do get like these clues along the way
mhm.
that he probably was a little bit of a psycho, but you
Right.
never really get that confirmation.
Mhm,
So it was a really interesting book. I couldn't stop reading it,
mhm.
and which is why I'm like, I need to watch this movie, and I hope it still holds up to the book. But I mean, come on, Meryl Streep's in it; it's gonna hold up.
So so this is fiction, right? This is the
Oh
fiction that
yeah,
we
it's
both.
fiction, but I think
Yeah, yeah.
it's not like based off of true story. But I think
Mhm,
honestly,
mhm,
and I didn't catch the author's name. I don't remember the author's name, but I feel like this is a story that's kind of based on like
mhm,
true events in the sense of this is
mhm,
something that families of
mhm,
accused people probably deal with.
mhm, mhm,
And then also having that stroke because them, you emphasize with the fact of like, how can this 16, 17-year-old kid do this?
mhm,
Like that your brain can't compute that. But then
mhm,
you also emphasize with the family of the victim where it's like,
mhm,
but this tragic thing happened. And if he's the one that did it, then he has to pay for it.
mhm,
Like it may not be nonfiction, but it's
mhm.
nonfiction in the sense of this is something that people go through. I thought it
Mhm.
was a well done book. I thought it was fantastic.
Yes. Oh, nice. Okay.
Um, the next book I read for my morbid podcast fans, I read
Mhm.
The Butcher Game.
Mm,
It's a second book. I think I would have talked about it in our last episode where I talked about The Butcher and the Run. This
mhm.
is the second book to that.
Oh, nice.
Um, the, again, I'm a huge morbid podcast fan. I've been listening to them since before COVID.
Mhm, mhm,
And Elena Urquhart, which is the author of the book, um, she's fantastic. Like,
mhm,
obviously, like when you hear her do her podcast episodes, when she's doing her own episodes, because it's her and her niece slash sister, if you know, you know.
mhm, mhm,
And it like when she does her stories, like obviously, like she's a great storyteller, but like her that translating into an actual novel, I think she's incredible. This book, without spoiling anything,
mhm.
because it is a newer book, so I don't want to spoil anything.
Right.
It the ending, I'm still mad. Like, and the thing is, like in her episodes prior to
Mhm,
the book being released,
mhm.
she said, "Please don't be mad at me. Please don't be
Oh.
mad at me because of how this book is going to end.
Right.
I'm mad. I'm
Mhm.
still Max. I'm like,
Mhm.
how?
Mhm.
Um, I think she's incredible. It's a great book. Even if you're not a fan of the podcast,
Mhm. Mhm.
I still recommend these books. Like they're so good. She is working on a third one. So I
Nice.
think the third one, I suspect just based on kind of how long it took between Butcher and the Run and the Butcher
Mhm.
Game,
Mhm.
I suspect that's going to probably be coming out sometime in 2026. Because I do know
Mm.
her paperback has just recently come out or is about to. So just kind of following that trend, I
Right.
think it's going to be coming soon, and I'm very
Mhm.
excited.
Mhm.
Um, but I know she is working on a third book, so
Mhm.
I'm because it's not done. Like, just not to give so much away in terms of
Mhm.
what happens in the book.
Right.
Just generally speaking, it is about catching a serial killer.
Mhm.
I won't talk about any connections with any characters. I won't talk about what happened in the second book. I won't do any of that.
Mhm.
But they haven't caught him yet.
Mhm.
So I'll say that it's not over.
Mm.
They still haven't
Mm.
caught him.
Right.
So
Mhm.
that's how you know a third one is happening. But I'm just like, oh, it's so good. Anyways,
Nice. Nice.
recommend that one.
Okay.
The next two, they're both by the same author. Of course, if anyone is a Mary Higgins Clark fan, you
Mhm.
know the
Mhm.
name. So
Mhm.
these are those two. And obviously, they are a little older just because
Mhm.
I mean, she's passed away at this point. So
Mhm.
they're older books. So she does more like mystery, like crime type books as well.
Right. Right. Right.
So the two that I read, I'll kind of combine them together. One's called The Shadow of Your Smile, and then the next one was called Just Take My Heart.
Mhm.
Okay, both books were incredible. My favorite one of the two, though, would have been Just Take My Heart.
Mhm.
Um, because it was like these twists and turns that like you weren't really expecting, whereas like the shadow of my smile was, or your smile was like a little slower, wasn't as into it initially, but it grew on me and it got better.
Mhm.
To tell you the truth, I cannot remember what that one was about. So that says something too. But the I do know I enjoyed it though. The what was it about? I can't remember. Like it's not even coming to me. Oh, I think she was, yes, okay. That one was about a doctor who was a pediatrician. There was like this connection with a nun, um, and all of this. Like it was kind of like about that. But then you kind of find out that she is related to like I'm this is like such an easy synopsis that I'm barely getting everything away here, but that she is kind of connected to this nun who is her biological grandmother on her dad's side because her dad was adopted, and the fact that he is also the child of a very rich family. So you're kind of like seeing this happen. Um, so it was really interesting in that sense. I did enjoy the book, like I said. Um, but it was just a little bit of a slower start. So that was the issue I maybe had with it. The
Mhm.
other one, she was a lawyer. The main character, she was a lawyer and she was um prosecuting a case where like this famous Broadway actress had been killed and they thought it was her ex-husband and
Mhm.
everything like that. I won't so much give anything away because the there is a connection with that too, but like it doesn't really connect with everything. There's like kind of these two different storylines that were happening in the book that involve this lawyer. So I won't get too much into that part, but that was very interesting to kind of see like this person kind of be like, I'm prosecuting the husband. I don't actually think it's him, but I'm still going to
Mhm.
prosecute him and I'm still going to like get my win. But then her kind of have this morality kind of come in and be like, maybe like I need to kind of explore this a little bit more. I'm not going to say anything else about it
Mhm.
because there is so much more to it, but it was the ending of that storyline
Mm.
was shocking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, like that was shocking. And then there's the another storyline that was happening with this lawyer where she was neighbors of a
Mhm,
man
mhm,
who was kind of creepy, kind of was like showing attraction towards her,
mhm,
was kind of into her, but he was being really creepy. Lo and behold, we find out that he's actually like this crazy ass serial killer who's been like attaching himself to people and then kills them and have been doing that for like 10 years. And they kind of had like a America's Most Wanted type I show what was going on. And
mhm.
he was featured on this show and he like kills a neighbor and all this. Like it was, and then like those two storylines do collide at the end, but like that part for me was like, I feel like this was something that actually happened in real life or like you're living, because that was the whole point of like America's Most Wanted,
Right, right, right.
where you could potentially be living beside someone who's responsible for a murder
Mhm,
and you have
mhm,
no clue. Like I think like John List, for example.
mhm, mhm, mhm,
Um, which I'm sure you don't know who John List is, but I think it's something I might do in the future, so I won't say
mhm,
anything about him yet.
mhm.
Um, so it kind of gave me those feels of like, here's this person who's killing all of these people, but he's like your neighbor. And you know, same with John List. Here's this person who killed this his family.
Mhm,
I'll say that he's family annihilator. He kills
mhm,
his entire family, and then he's your husband or he's your neighbor, and it's just like it's kind of those that feel. So that part of it, I really
mhm,
loved. I loved kind of the courtroom drama. I loved that. So I think
mhm.
that's kind of why I drew more to that book more than the other one.
Right.
But I am currently reading another Mary Higgins Clark book right now.
Mhm.
Um, so I'll report back on that one next year.
Okay.
But yeah, like these all four books, highly recommend.
Alright, cool, cool, cool. Yeah. See see, you have more of, like, the, novels, the
See the
fiction.
difference between our books.
I'm more, like, educational in there, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
Yeah, because I
yeah,
kind of
I'm more
mentioned before,
so
like, I like to have the escapism, not maybe
right,
with
right, right, right.
that last book, it's not really like escape. Well, actually,
Uh-huh.
don't any of my books that I've read were really so much escapism because it's like
True.
this can actually like happen in real life.
Mhm,
Even like the Butcher Game, like all of them like are fictional, but like or not, yeah, fictional, but like
mhm,
even the Butcher Game is like it's fictional,
mhm,
but like when I'm reading that book,
mhm,
I hear Elena's voice in the background and
mm.
how like similar that sounds to almost every case,
Right,
especially serial
right.
killer cases,
Mhm,
um, that you hear them talk about. And it's like, yes, this is fictional in this sense, but
mhm,
it's not
mhm,
fictional in many other senses. So it's like, I call it quote unquote escapism, but it's
mhm.
like, is it though? Maybe not.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, understood. Like, a lot of people read books to escape. So I think
yeah,
most people, cause I ask a lot of people, would you rather read something like knowledgeable, educational, or something that's that you can read a story and fantasize or
create your own
yeah,
images in your
yeah, create
mind.
your own
Yeah.
images, and they rather the fictional one. So like
Yeah.
fictional stories. So like, I for me, I feel like if I were to read a fictional, in my opinion, or else were like the picture and image, it would be reading a comic book because I just need to I need to feel the image. I can't read the words in terms
Mhm.
of like when it comes to fiction. Maybe I'm the only one out there that does,
See,
or
I don't think you are.
yeah,
Um, just because like I'll say this too.
yeah,
I think like honestly there are so many like when I hear you talk about certain things, there's so
hmm
many similarities between you and my boyfriend because when I see some of the books that he has,
hmm
they're very similar to the stuff that you have or
hmm
you've talked about.
yeah,
Kind of like the non-fictional things or
Yeah.
the motivational things and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Well,
Those are the kind
without
of books that
honest, yeah.
he has.
Yeah.
So I think it's just like, I think it's a preference thing, but I do think not all men, but some men,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah.
probably more gravitate towards
Mhm.
like those educational things or nonfiction
Mhm.
um, or like if they're going to do fiction,
Yeah.
it's going to be like certain things.
Mhm.
I think that's totally normal. Whereas like
Yeah, yeah.
women and not all women, um, you know, will kind of more gravitate towards the fiction and,
Mhm.
you know, depends what type of book you like in terms of fiction. Like I can say for me, like I haven't read a lot of nonfiction. Um, I'm not one that likes to read a lot of bios or biographies or stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's not really my thing, but the ones that I have read that's nonfiction
Mhm.
has been like biographies or
Mhm.
slash autobiography. And that was I have a Michael Jackson book that's like I have two actually that are like one of them is massive. And I have that and I read that and I loved that. And that was one that came out not long after he passed.
Mhm.
So I have that. And then I read an Ozzy Osbourne, his autobiography.
Mm.
And I really enjoyed his autobiography. I learned a lot actually because like I think a
Mhm.
lot of people's preconceived like notions on Ozzy Osbourne, at least for me
Mhm.
anyways,
Mhm.
was like he's like this weird guy who bit a bat's head off and he's
Mhm.
like, you know, wears black, he's Black
Mhm.
Sabbath. Like that's my preconceived notion of Ozzy Osbourne. But
Yep.
when I read that autobiography, it just opened my eyes to new things and I'm like, this man is incredible.
Mhm.
Was incredible. And
Mhm.
I became a fan. Not even so much like I will admit I haven't listened to a lot of Ozzy Osbourne or Black Sabbath,
Mhm.
but I
Mhm.
became a fan of him. I thought he is an incredible person.
Mhm.
And yeah, needless to say, I was pretty heartbroken when he passed
See,
away, but yeah.
yeah. See, when it comes, I try to avoid the celebrity type of books and biographies and whatever. But the only two I only have that's close to a biography
Mm,
is 50 Cent's book.
mhm,
Let me see what it's called. Yes, Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter.
mhm,
I Yeah, basically, uh, his the book's basically about his like his business ventures
okay.
basically. So
Yeah.
that's
So it's a little
it's
different,
not
not
a
necessarily
total,
biography.
yeah,
It's more about yeah.
his business ventures.
Yeah.
Not like he did a few books based on his life, right?
Mhm,
So I already know what it's like shot
mhm.
9 times, blah blah, this and that.
I mean, everyone knows he was shot 9 times.
It's basically I saw his movie. I was just like,
Yeah.
it's basically
I still wanna understand
one
how
A,
he
one B.
survived 9 bullets to the didn't he get shot in the face a few times too, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah, he did,
I
he
just
did,
don't
he did.
I mean,
Yeah,
damn, my
yeah,
guy
yeah,
has 9 lives. Shit.
yeah.
Anyway.
And then the CEO, Phil Knight of Nike.
Mhm,
I read that one as well. He just basically origin story of how he, um, got Nike from the ground up and where
mhm.
it is
I
right
mean,
now.
I've heard that it's a very fascinating
Shoe
story.
Dog. Yeah, Shoe Dog, yeah. There we go.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
very fascinating story.
Yeah. And then Warren Buffett, The Snowball
Oh, okay.
Effect. So those are only three celebrities that I just like.
Yeah.
If you well, 50 is more the famous guy. These guys are just like behind
I
the
mean, I would
scenes
argue that
handle.
Nike is pretty,
I know what
big
Nike.
deal.
Well,
And everyone
Nike.
knows who Warren Buffett is. Like, that's not I wouldn't
Not
it's not
really.
like 50 Cent level. No, everyone knows
Yeah,
who
yeah.
he
He's not
is.
famous. He's like more behind the
No, he
scenes. Like
yeah, but people
people.
know the name. Even I
True,
know the name.
true, but
Like,
like,
everyone knows the name. I mean, everyone knows what he looks like. Like, I
yeah.
can't imagine people not knowing who he is.
I
Even if you
I,
don't
I
know exactly what he does or what he did or whatever,
mhm, mhm.
you know the name.
I asked
You know the
somebody
name.
who I asked somebody who just reads novels or what. Do you know who Warren Buffett is? Nah.
Okay,
I
but
was like,
that's
"Okay,
ridiculous.
alright." She's
I don't know.
22, 20.
Oh,
She's
maybe
20.
that. Okay, maybe
Yeah,
that's why, like,
yeah,
they're young.
uh-huh,
Like, if they're young, they might not necessarily know
and they
who
don't
he
care,
is,
so,
or they don't care.
yeah.
But, yeah, no, that's I feel like at least if you're
Mhm,
late 20s
mhm,
at the earliest, you should know at least the name, even
mhm.
if you don't know, like, what he looks like or what he does, like, you know the
Right,
name, but,
right.
like I mean, he was in a commercial. I don't remember what commercial it was, but I remember seeing him in a commercial, like, people
Mhm,
know who he is, like, come
mhm,
on.
mhm.
Anyways, but unless you're 22, I guess, yeah, you don't know who he is.
Yeah, 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 so, yeah, but, like, when it comes to Nike, people just know Nike,
Right,
not
but
the
they don't know the face
CEO.
behind.
It's yeah,
It's the same thing with
nobody cares about
Apple.
it
People wouldn't know the faces behind Apple
more because he's
if it
more famous.
weren't for, like, the movie that they did,
Yeah, yeah,
the Steve Jobs movie that they
yeah,
did.
yeah.
People wouldn't know the faces behind Apple either.
Ye
You know what I mean? No, people would not know the faces behind Apple if it weren't
without
for that without that movie.
I don't know.
I disagree. People would not know the faces.
People will wanna know
Not
who's the
necessarily. I'm
guy
sure
behind the iPhone.
no, there will be people who are
Then a
curious about that,
then again, people don't
but
know
not
who the
everyone's gonna be curious about that. People don't care. I
yeah,
have a
then
phone,
yeah,
that's all I
true,
care about. I don't care who makes it. You know what I
true,
mean?
true,
Like,
true.
people
And
are not gonna know.
people don't know about the guy who created Samsung, so,
I
so
don't know who that is either.
or Google or, Google phone.
Mm, very I do know
Um,
I do know the name. I've heard the
Susan,
name
I think it's Susan Wood or,
for Google.
the person before that.
I'm pretty sure it was a man that did Google, not
It
a
was
woman.
Google, it's not YouTube. I'm thinking about YouTube slash
Oh, I don't
Google.
know. I don't no, no, YouTube is different than Google.
Uh,
Google bought
I
out
know.
YouTube,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
Google and YouTube creators are very different, right? YouTube
yeah.
wasn't a part of Google initially,
Oh yeah.
right? They bought them out. Just like Instagram, for example, wasn't a part of Meta, Zuck bought them out. WhatsApp, that
No,
wasn't
Facebook.
that
Facebook wasn't a part of it. You mean?
they're no, they are now though.
Yeah, yeah. There are now. Yeah,
Yeah, but before
that's what
they
I meant.
weren't. Same idea with YouTube and
Mhm,
Google.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
Um, but yeah, no, celebrities things are usually not my thing either.
Yeah.
Um, but obviously, like Michael Jackson, that's without saying.
Mhm, mhm,
I never read. I do know he. Well, I don't think he necessarily wrote the
mhm,
autobiography. Pretty sure he had a ghostwriter, but
mhm,
I do know he did do an autobiography, like when he
mhm,
was alive. I never read
mhm,
that book though. It's something I never really wanted to read, to be totally honest with you. But this particular book was like this reporter who had been following him, had
mhm,
interviewed him over the years, like over the past like 40 years.
mhm.
So I wanted to read that. And then the other book was the perspective of his bodyguards,
Yeah.
kind of leading up to his death. Like I think they were bodyguards for about 10 years, prior to his death. So,
Mhm,
or maybe
mhm,
less than that, maybe it was 5. Um, so I was curious about that
mhm.
perspective. Um, so that's kind of the only things. And then the Ozzy Osbourne one was actually that was borrowed from someone that my mom knew. So I think she read it and then I also read it. So that was a little bit of a different situation. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll give this a
Mhm,
try.
mhm.
And I loved it. I thought it was like I think he had a ghostwriter as well, but you can tell like it's from like his words, and he did not shy away from the fact that he had a ghostwriter. And it was just like I thought it was really well done. And I think again, like it opened my eyes to who he is as a
Right,
person.
right.
And not only that, but like kind of hearing about, the start of his relationship with Sharon Osbourne. I thought it was incredible. Yeah.
Mm,
And learning about like he has 3 kids. Like I think
mhm.
like the average person would not know that he has 3 kids, but he
Right.
does. So it's like they have
Mhm.
3 kids. So it's just like I thought it was a really well done book. I thought it was great. And
Okay,
I'm like,
okay.
he's a cool guy or was a cool guy. So
I respect the I respect the person who has like 300 celebrity types of books and is knowledgeable about each and every single celebrity out there. Yeah. I
Yeah.
just don't know how people read that and then
It's a job.
uh,
It's a job that they do,
yeah,
and they
yeah,
they can do it, and, I mean, good for them. I couldn't, but, like, yeah,
mhm, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, no, that's pretty much it. Even though I think I did a worse job explaining my books.
But it's
You did
okay.
a great job. So
Yeah,
like,
thank you.
yeah. So, but yeah, um, that's it. That's all. That's all. That's it for the this episode. Or
Yeah, I
are
think
we
that's it.
so okay? So this ends this episode 130 of the Next Tape podcast. And Next Tape podcast is available now on all podcast platforms. We also have a website called Tanika.
Next day podcast, podpage.io.
And where else are we at?
Facebook and Instagram at Next Take Podcast, and Twitter, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Next Take Pod.
And you can contact us in our email at mikeltanika@gmail.com. That is mikeltanika@gmail.com. So we basically talk about books this episode. So Tanika talked about her books. I talked about my books this episode. Uh,
I
so
think it'd be a good idea to link to them actually
mhm.
in the show notes if you so choose to partake in the
Yep,
books.
yep, definitely. That's what we're gonna do. If you yeah, like you said, like if you want to like purchase them, borrow them, or listen to them on a certain platform, we'll link you to that. And yeah, that is pretty much it for this episode. Do you want to say anything else, Tanika, or that's basically the
I
gist?
think I think that's it. I mean, we'll be back next year for
Mm-hmm.
our third annual books
All right,
episode.
all right,
So yeah, I mean, happy reading.
yep. Hopefully I explain the hopefully I explain it better next time with my books. So like I apologize if you guys, didn't get the, definition of the books that time. Didn't come prepared for it. So I apologize. So I'm Mikel and
And I'm Tanika.
we're all until
Next week.
next week. Peace guys.
Bye.
Bye.